All right, so we're starting part 3 of our PowerPoint, and what we're going to work on today is some of the locations of the first aid equipment and how to use them. Make sure that you recognize the locations of all these items. Make sure you understand how to use them. And the first time we get into the lab room, I'll review some of this material, but for right now, just know how to recognize and how to use each one. I already mentioned, make sure you report accidents to me and spills so we can clean up if we need to. And of course, if there's a fire or other emergencies, know how to exit the room. So let's kick it through. First off, eye wash stations. Depending on which lab room we're in or where you are in the lab, there's a couple of types. This one down here is in the front of the room, right where you walk in to the lab room. This one here is located in the back of the room. So depending on where you are closer, you're going to proceed to the nearest eye wash stations if something gets in your eye. To turn it on, all you do is press that button. Water comes out of all 4 of these. Looks like a big water fountain. And to turn this one on, you just squeeze this down and this comes out like a hose. You don't have to have the water on for this to come on. You squeeze this lever down and it comes out here. Now, if you get something in your eye, don't come to me and say, I got something in my eye. You go straight to the first aid station where the eye wash is and you rinse out whatever it is in your eye. Now, how long? It can be 15 minutes that you might have to do it. It's just kind of a trial and error thing, but 15 minutes is a good roundabout time that you should wash your eye out if it's something very serious. This should never happen because you're wearing goggles, but in case it does, this is what you need to do. So make sure you know where the eye wash stations is and how to use them. The fume hood, if we're ever doing any labs that require us to get rid of smells that we don't want, we can use the fume hood here. There's a switch here down at the bottom that turns the fan on. There's the way that the gas leaves, the vent going outside, and there's also a water and gas valve, and there's a little sink in there. It's hard to see, but it's there. This is called a blast shield. It slides up and down. We probably won't need that for some of the labs we're doing, but perhaps a demo that we do, I might need it. But there's the fume hood. The fire blanket. You never, ever put a fire out on someone with a fire extinguisher. You always smother the fire with the fire blanket. You just pull this latch down, and the fire blanket's there. And of course, that person that's on fire, if that happens, should be stopped, dropping, and rolling until the fire blanket gets to them, and hopefully we can get the fire out. If it is any other type of fire, we have what's called ABC fire extinguishers. ABC fire extinguishers are simply extinguishers that cover all the different grades of fires. A is just your standard paper, plastic fire. B is a liquid fire, ethanol or gasoline or kerosene or grease or oil. And C is an electrical type of fire. This extinguisher covers all of those types of fires. So if you need to use it, all you do is pull the pin, squeeze the lever, and aim at the base of the flame. That puts it out. This is a safety shower. This looks like a hanger. That actually is a hanger, but this is a hanger, and you pull this down, that opens the valve up, water comes rolling out here, and that's of course going to be used if someone has a major chemical spill all over their body, not if you just get something on your hand. The thing about this is when you pull it down, there's not a spring that turns it off. You must push it back up to turn the water off. So when you pull on this lever, water comes out here, but it keeps coming out even if you let go here. So you have to push this up, and that will turn the water off. Make sure that when we're done with lab, that you clean up the way it looks when you got there. That's typically what I tell my students. Unless it looks like it's in shambles, then I need to know. So the previous period lab group will get in trouble for something like that. Make sure any gas jets that were used are closed. Make sure the faucets are off. Everything's put back where you got it. All the waste is put back in the proper container. And of course, wash your hands when you're done. All right, that concludes part 3 of Lab Safety Materials PowerPoint. And part 4 will be on the way.